began taking off his clothes. Because clothes, I'm not taking off all my clothes, because clothes cost a lot of money because it was a lot of work to make clothes. So they left him with some clothes on, but not his good clothes. And then they didn't want him to chase him. So they beat him up. They hit him and they kicked him. And they were very, very mean. And when they were done, he was on the ground and he couldn't get up. And he was laying there and they left. Why, they didn't even care if he died. That was very, very bad. So he was laying there and he was waiting, and along came another Jewish man. He was a priest. And a priest is kind of like a pastor at church. You know, definitely one of the good guys. And so I'm sure when he saw goodness, I just lost my word. When he saw him walk by, I'm sure he thought, he's going to come and help me. I know he will. But guess what? That priest, he did this. He just acts like he didn't even see him. He walked right by. Well, that guy had to be discouraged laying down there on the dirt. Well, after a while longer of laying out there, a Levite came. And a Levite, they were very important people in the Jewish land, and they would help the priest. So I'm sure when he saw that it was a Levite, he thought, oh, he will help me. I know he will. And the Levite went a little closer, and he looked. Oh, like his brother, yeah. And he looked at him, and then he thought, oh dear, there's big rocks for all I know. Whoever beat him up is behind those rocks, and they're about to get me. So boy, he walked fast away. That was no help. So there he was, laying on the ground, waiting, and he heard footsteps come. Maybe this time they'll help me. And then he saw, oh no, it was a Samaritan. Now, the Samaritans were people the Jews did not like very much. They didn't think they were as good as them. And so because the Jews didn't treat them very well, the Samaritans didn't treat them very well either. So he thought, he'll never help me. Oh no, he'll never help me. But as soon as that Samaritan man saw him, he was filled with compassion. He felt so bad for him, and he went running up to help him as fast as he could. And then when he saw how bad he was, he ran back to his donkey, and he got two things. He got a thing that had wine and a thing that had oil. And he grabbed a hold of that man and he kind of lifted him up a little bit so that he could see where his wounds were. And he began to clean those wounds with the wine, because wine has something in it that will kill germs, which is good. And then he poured some oil on them, and that was to help prevent, like infections. A little different than our medicine now. And then he helped that man, and he put him on top of his donkey. And he walked along with that man on the donkey, kind of keeping him up there till they came to a town. And when they got to that town, there was an inn. Do you know what an inn is? No? An inn is kind of like a hotel or a motel, a place you can stay when you're traveling through. So he went in there and he paid the innkeeper, and he took that man in, and he stayed up all night watching that man and making sure he was okay. I'm sure he gave him little drinks of water, maybe something to eat. But in the morning, he had to leave. So he went to the innkeeper because that man, he was in bad shape and he couldn't leave. He needed to still be laying down. And he said, here's some money. It's all that I have right now. Would you please let him stay here? Would you take care of this man for me? If it costs more than this, don't worry. On my way back, I'll come and I'll pay you. So the innkeeper agreed to do that, and the man left. So that was the story, called a parable, that Jesus told the man who was trying to trick him. And he said, which of these people do you think was a neighbor to the man that was hurt? And he said, he didn't really like to say this because he was Jewish and he didn't like Samaritans. He goes, well, I guess it was the Samaritan. And he said, you're right. You're absolutely right. So you go like that Samaritan and you treat others as your neighbor with love. And so that's the end of the story. Thank you so much for listening. And let's all be good neighbors, okay? That'll make Jesus happy. Bye-bye.